How can people in countries as far-flung as Africa be able to access Bitcoin without internet through your help?
Right, so today to participate in the network, we take it for granted in the western parts of the world that we can spend $100 or less a month on fast DSL and that kind of thing. So that kind of stable infrastructure often doesn't exist in emerging markets.
Yeah.
And so cost of participation is quite high. So with the satellite service, we're able to bring the cost of Bitcoin network participation down to basically free. So the equipment that you need to receive is less than $100, and you can bring it down to maybe $20 by reusing normal satellite TV equipment.
And this is pretty important when we think that often Bitcoin is seen as a store of value, really important when perhaps your foreign currency is not that. And I'm thinking of Nigeria, I'm thinking of Venezuela. Is this where you see a lot of the demand coming from?
Right, exactly. So there happens to be a coincidence of countries with weak infrastructure, or poor network services, maybe political instability, and also having weak currencies or currencies suffering hyperinflation.
So there's also a purpose that it can be used in the developed world as well, because sometimes internet connections aren't always that great.
Right, so actually, I mean, it's not that unheard of for internet connections to whole countries to go down for periods of hours when, say, a fishing boat digs through a transatlantic cable or something like that by accident. And so for Bitcoin, it's actually very important for security to have a view of the global ledger. And so one way in which you can do that is to have redundant connectivity. So satellite is a completely independent form of connectivity. And actually, with the set of satellites we have, so today we have 3 satellites and 4 coverage zones, but the additional satellites are going on by the end of the year to cover also the full globe. Today it's 2/3 of the world's surface. By end of year, full coverage. And with that structure, we actually end up with a ring of satellites where each satellite is able, in a failover sense, to retransmit data from the previous one.
You're doing this out of the goodness of your heart? I mean, how do you monetize this?
So actually, I mean, Blockstream is a blockchain infrastructure provider. So we provide technology to companies that service users. And so by bootstrapping this, we can help grow the ecosystem, and then the companies that provide services directly to users will buy more technology from us.